Breaking news this morning, the police have recovered a body from the river where Nicola Bulley went missing. While we do have some details, I have far more questions still. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor. I'm not in studio, but I wanted to give you a quick update, especially after our last video where I know we did some speculation. Look, I still have questions though, and some of those, including my last theory, could still play into why did she do this? Did she do this on purpose? Did she fall in? We have so many questions as to why she would be in this river in the first place, but we do have an update coming in from the Lancashire Police, as well as some other details that I'll break down for you, the things that we do know so far. Now, the Lancashire Police, which again have boffed this to me by so much, they did put this statement out a few minutes ago. This morning, Sunday, February 19th, you may be aware of police activity around the river near St. Michael's. We want to provide you with an update on that activity. We were called today at 11:36 a.m. to reports of a body in the River Wyre close to Rawcliffe Road. An underwater search team and specialist officers have subsequently attended the scene, entered the water, and have sadly recovered a body. No formal identification has yet been carried out, so we are unable to say whether this is Nicola Bulley at this time. Procedures to identify the body are ongoing. We are currently treating the death as unexplained. Nicola's family have been informed of developments, and our thoughts are with them at this most difficult of times. We ask that their privacy is respected. Now, I'm hearing from sources of our friend of the show, Grizzly True Crime, who does this way better than even us. I highly encourage you to subscribe to her if you haven't already. But while I've been able to watch, I've been told by my team that she's reporting that she spoke to the family, and I trust her. And she's saying that, yes, they feel confident it is her. It is her, but they just can't announce it yet. We have not officially announced this yet. Nobody has officially announced this yet, but it does seem like it is Nicola Bulley. At least that's what the family is being telling their contacts. Now, who else would it be? That's what. Just obviously, this seems like this would be her. Sadly, now the question is, well, how did she get there? And more importantly, what took so long to find her? It's been 23 days. 23 days. Like, what the heck? And this is an area of the river that was checked by the police themselves, as well as, I believe, the experts. Now, again, we're hearing multiple different reports here. I'm being told that the experts that came in weren't actually in this area because the police weren't allowing them to go in this area, which then makes me ask the question, well, then why were they saying that they checked the full area? Now, I can't get this confirmed. I'm only hearing from sources through Grizzly and others that are on the spot right now, but we are, obviously, this is breaking. We are still trying to make sense of this all. But again, what happened is people stumble upon a body and remnants of a body or underwater. It's unclear if they saw the body above water, below water, was a part of the body sticking out of the water. Still unclear on the details of how they found it, but the police didn't find this body. Passerbys did. People, I guess, searching still. They kept telling us all, stop the speculation, stop going, but no, people did end up finding this. Again, not the police. They found the body not yet identified, and we don't have much more detail aside from this. There is some tweet of the walkers finding the body. I guess these weren't just searchers. These were people walking by and noticed something in the river, and then they called the authorities. The authorities came in. In fact, the authorities closed the whole roads down. The helicopters came in, and we got obviously everyone started to take note that a lot of action was happening around this area, that something must be up. But again, what took so long? And why are these experts that we were speaking to, the specialists, etc., that were already in the scene, like, how did they not find this? They were telling us that this should, it's unlikely they're in the river because it would have already gone this so far. We've now spent hours checking the areas where they would be, where she would have been, and they came up with nothing. So I'm entirely confused. As Kim said when we were researching, and she's right, are the police now going to blame her menopause for why it took so long and for so hard for them to find her? I mean, this is ridiculous. I have so many questions for this police force. And I'm also just sad. I guess I'm still in a little state of disbelief that this is what happened. And I think happens a lot with these cases. We do have to be careful of speculation. And yes, yesterday we made some speculations about the business in trouble. But again, could that have been part of her mental state and this was something she did on purpose? Unclear. Did she do this by accident? Did she stumble in by accident? And then in which case, Why? Why would she have been near there? The dog wasn't wet. What happened? Why did she leave her phone there? It leaves so many more questions to be asked. And then again, this should have been a case the police should have been able to figure out within the first few days of finding her, and they didn't. Why? What took so long? What's going on? I think we're all still left with more questions than answers, sadly, in this case. Regarding the latest that's coming in, I do want to just zip through to make sure even I'm reporting you the latest as it's coming in through the Independent and the Sky News. But yeah, it looks like here our latest updates are just still, they found the body and we are still waiting for information. Police helicopter was nearby. I wanted to share this. Where she was discovered, I think, is very important. But yeah, we still don't have a lot of new updates aside from what I've just given you. But here's the map, which I do think is pretty crucial. Again, my frustration of what the hell? Here she was on the phone was here. Now, the question of whether upstream or downstream and where the experts were allowed to check is also very frustrating. But this is about a mile-long search site, and so she was found. The body was found, I should say, not yet confirmed by the authorities. The body was found here on the map, and again, about a mile or so away was where the phone was left on the bench where everyone was really looking. So, not that far off. And again, we know those experts were specifically that one expert had come in and gave the press conferences and sort of said his expertise of like, this isn't likely. We would have found her. The authorities would have found her. All these experts were combing this river and didn't find it. I mean, I guess that's possible. Sometimes these cases are not as advanced or as deep as we think, and the theories really can be problematic. It's true. We have to be careful. And I mean, in this case, maybe that's what it was. The body was just hidden under debris or something, and now finally was coming loose. And now we are able to finally deduce that. But you'd think these experts wouldn't be out there saying, well, we've checked it, it's definitely not there, without being able to be more confident, But that's what we know. So this is where they found the body. The police, obviously, presence is huge there now. The tents, they are now going to obviously do more information. And there's still a lot of questions that need to be figured out. Because, again, as we were talking in our own group here, McClure and Kim and Brandon and everybody, Casey, thank you guys for helping as I'm not in studio. Toxicology results will be able to tell if she had been drinking. That's important because they tried to make it seem like she was some alcoholic. Will they blame that? Honestly, I don't even know anymore. Also, if there's water in the lungs, will be very telling. Was that part of, did she drown? Did she pass away before she landed in the water? Would be something else that's sort of important to know. So a lot of still information that we need to find out before we can deduce what really happened here. And the sad reality is we may never get any answers as to why she ended up in that river. What caused her to be in that river? Was it intentional? Was it not? At this point now, with the body found, we are left with the reports of what the authorities are going to deem as they do their procedures, the autopsies, etc. And then it's really up to the family to just sort of proceed to telling us, are they just going to accept this and mourn, and we need to respect that? Then we do. Or will there be more questions asked? What do you think? Does this surprise you? Does this outcome surprise you? Are you frustrated with the police as much as I am? Should they have been able to find her quicker than this? 23 days? 23 days we've done, because the longer the police take, the more the speculation all of this gets. So it's just frustrating they couldn't have actually checked this area. Again, an area that's not that far apart. We've had 23 days, and they couldn't have just sent a proper team to really just go down this river in great detail. I don't get it. I'm at a loss. I want to hear what you guys think. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well if you haven't already. Appreciate you guys so much for watching here. I'll be back in studio tomorrow with some exciting news as well as some more news. I appreciate it. And again, right now I send so much love and positivity and just light to Nicola's family. This is such a tragic time. I feel terrible for that family, but hopefully this at least begins some closure for them. Not this is good news in any way, but at least now the search is over, and now the questions will be asked of why. Oh, I feel awful. Share your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for watching here on Popcorn Planet.